Very good morning, bachon. This is Rakesh Chaubey from Sunbeam Sun City. Jai Hind you all, bachon. My dear, as I told you that I will give you the 20 more MCQ questions from chapter Physical World to practice it. Am I clear? And the 30 questions already given to you all on YouTube. This 20 questions I am sending on YouTube only. And you are supposed to go through with this question, write down their answers, speak their answers, understand them, learn them if you wish. Tomorrow I will give you the answers of these questions, these 20 questions on our WhatsApp group, our 11 Science Sunbeam Sun City WhatsApp group. On that group, my dear, I will jot down the answers of each and every questions of these 20 questions. So what are the questions? I'll just make a reading of that. The first question is an Indian scientist who won Nobel Prize for Physics is Sir J.C. Bose, M.N. Saha, H.J. Bhabha, Sir C.V. Raman. Right? You have to fill the right answer. An Indian scientist who has won the Nobel Prize for Physics. The man who has won Nobel Prize twice in physics. Who is the person who won Nobel Prize twice in physics? Answers are Einstein, Bardeen. This is Bardeen, B-A-R-D-E-E-N. Einstein, Bardeen, Heisenberg. This is Heisenberg and Faraday. Right? You have to think about it. Who is the person who got 2 times the Nobel Prize in Physics? The next question is Professor Albert Einstein, my dear, got Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on. Nobel Prize was achieved by Professor Einstein, sir. So, for which, in which physics concept, in which physics discovery, research, he got the Nobel Prize? Is that theory was a special theory of relativity or general theory of relativity, or for his work on photoelectric effect or theory of specific heat? Theory of specific heat, photoelectric effect, general theory of relativity or special theory of relativity. That is for Einstein, sir. He got the Nobel Prize for which work? The value of gravitational constant capital G. You all know capital G is the universal gravitational constant. Universally this is constant. Was first experimentally determined by Newton, sir, by Galileo, or by Calvin, sir, or by Cavendish. Calvin, Galileo, Newton. Who discovered experimentally the value of gravitational constant? You all know the value of gravitational constant is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. That value was first experimentally discovered by or determined by Cavendish, Calvin, Galileo or Newton. Charge on an electron was first determined by. That electron carry a charge. There is a charge on an electron was first determined by Millikan. This is Millikan. We call it as Millikan oil drop experiment. The Millikan has done oil drop experiment. So charge on an electron was first determined by Millikan, Bohr, B-O-H-R, Bohr, Thomson or Rutherford. Right? Who discovered, who observed the charge on an electron first? That on an electron there is a charge. Who observed first? Who determined first? Next, X-rays was discovered by. So X-rays were discovered by Coolidge. We call this as Coolidge X-ray tube. Coolidge, Röntgen. This is called Röntgen, Maxwell, Fermi. The 4 options given. X-rays were discovered by Coolidge, Röntgen, Maxwell, Fermi. Right? The next question, the working of an aeroplane. This is most obvious question and most you can say common questions, that working of an aeroplane is based on what principle? The working of an aeroplane is based on what principle or what laws? You can say the working of an aeroplane is based on which principle or which laws? They are Newton's third law or Bernoulli's law. My dear, Bernoulli used to say that the sum of all the energy, pressure energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, sum of all the energy. You all know kinetic energy, you all know potential energy. There is one more energy, work done, that is nothing but pressure energy. That sum of all these energy, pressure energy, even deodorant is working. Deodorant, we use a deodorant, my dear, that is working on Bernoulli's. So here the question asked here that whether the working of an aeroplane is based on because I am explaining Bernoulli's because rest all you know very well. I only Bernoulli's is a new language or new word for you, that what this law is. So that's what I am explaining, that in Bernoulli's the sum of all the energy, that is pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy with respect to per unit mass or per unit volume is remain constant, my dear. And the deodorant and the most of the things, deo actually, and even the blowing of roof, these all are working. I'm just giving a sort of an example. You please try to catch that what is the answer. If in deodorant we are using this principle, if blowing of the roof is because of this principle, if dynamic lift is working with this principle, is causes because of this principle, dynamic lift. So you can think about it. So that this working of an aeroplane is based on Newton's third law, Bernoulli's principle, Newton's law of gravitation, or law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum, Newton's law of gravitation, Bernoulli's or Newton's third law. Radioactivity was discovered by, you all know my dear, alpha, beta, gamma, uranium, am I clear? BK, uranium, krypton, these all are the radioactive nuclei, they are the radioactive elements, my dear, right? And the question is, who discovered this radioactivity? Either it is discovered by, this radioactivity was discovered by Chadwick, Rutherford, Becquerel, this is Becquerel, Röntgen. That's what I am reading for you all, so that if there is any problem of understanding, it will be clear. So this is Chadwick, Rutherford, Becquerel, Röntgen, who discovered radioactivity. Next was lightning was discovered by. You all know lightning. So lightning was discovered by Faraday, Franklin, Ohm, or Edison. Am I clear? Thomas Alva Edison, you all know the name, complete name. Faraday, Michael Faraday, Franklin, Ohm, or Edison. Who discovered lightning? Right? And the 10th question is loudness and intensity of sound. Loudness and intensity of sound, because there is intensity of light also. So loudness, that is amplitude. Loudness means amplitude. So the loudness and intensity, which is related to intensity also, of sound was discovered by. Who discovered loudness and intensity of sound? And the answers was Newton, Bell. You all know Graham Bell. So Newton, Bell, Laplace. Laplace is a great mathematician. He has observed the speed of sound in air. So Newton, Bell, Laplace, and the last is Edison. So out of these four, who discovered the loudness and intensity of sound? So these are the 10 questions, my dear. Now you will see the another 10 questions, my dear, so that there will be not 20 questions. Please answer these questions, learn them, understand them. Tomorrow I will upload the answers for these questions. Well, now my dear, the further 10 questions, that is from 11 to 22 I have taken. The further questions are: the strong nuclear force does not experience by. Who does not experience strong nuclear force? Proton, electron, neutron, or both, that is proton and neutron. Who does not experience the strong nuclear force? The relative strength, I have given this question in the different way, but here I have written complete. The relative strength of forces, that is gravitational forces ratio, weak nuclear forces ratio, electromagnetic forces ratio, strong nuclear forces. I repeat, this is gravitational force, this is weak nuclear force, this is electromagnetic force, and this is strong nuclear forces. What are the relative strength ratios of these forces? They are 1 ratio 10 power 12, 10 power 24, 10 power 36, or 1 ratio 10 power 25, ratio 10 power 36, ratio 10 power 38, or 1 ratio 10 power 6, 10 power 12, 10 power 38, or 1 ratio 10 power 11, 10 power 17, or 10 power 38. What is the right answer among this? I have given the same question but in a different manner with the each and every comparison. 13th question, the man who is known as father of experimental physics. Who is the person called as a father of experimental physics? Newton, Einstein, Galileo, or Rutherford. Next question, Madame Marie Curie. You all know Marie Curie. Madame Marie Curie, she got the Nobel Prize twice, which were in the field of. So Madame Marie Curie won the Nobel Prize twice, but in the field of what? Twice in the field of physics and chemistry, chemistry only, physics only, or none of this. She got the Nobel Prize twice for something else. Louis de Broglie. Louis de Broglie, I have taken the name of de Broglie sir earlier in my video lectures also. Louis de Broglie is credited for his work on de Broglie hypothesis. We say in the concepts in the class 12 we have this one topic, de Broglie hypothesis. So complete name is Louis de Broglie, is credited for his work on theory of relativity, work on electromagnetic theory, work on matter waves, or work on law of thermodynamics. So for what work, my dear, he's got the credit you are supposed to know about it. Louis de Broglie is credited for his work on theory of relativity, electromagnetic waves, matter waves, or law of thermodynamics. 16th question, C.V. Raman, the Indian scientist, got the Nobel Prize for his experiment on. He's an Indian scientist and he got the Nobel Prize, C.V. Raman. He got the Nobel Prize for his experiment on, my dear, the dispersion of light, reflection of light, diffraction of light, or scattering of light. Am I clear? If you remember something. So C.V. Raman got Nobel Prize for his experiment on dispersion of light. He got the Nobel Prize as an Indian scientist, either on diffraction of light, dispersion of light, reflection of light, or scattering of light. What answers are on this page? 17th question, which of the following is wrongly matched? It's not matching with the pair given. So barometer, pressure, if it is right match, no issues. You have to put the wrongly matched one as an answer. Lactometer, milk, Coulomb's law, charges, and humidity. Humidity is, my dear, a kind of we are measuring the air. When you are talking about air, my dear, the air has a different density. One has a moist air and other has a dry air. The humid air and dry air. So that humidity is related to density of air, my dear. Humidity is a term related to density of air. And do you find it, is it correct that humidity with calorimeter can be a pair? Right? Coulomb's law with charges can be a pair. Lactometer with milk can be a pair. And barometer with pressure can be a pair. And if not, so which is the wrongly matched pair are supposed to mark here. 18th question, which of the following principle is being used in sonar technology? You all know radar, radio detecting and ranging equipment. Radar, RA, radio, detecting D, and A, ranging R, radar. Radio detecting and ranging equipment. Similarly, my dear, it is sound of, sonar full form is sound of navigation and ranging, sound of navigation and ranging technology. So which principle is used in sonar, that is sound of navigation and ranging technology? Is it a reflection of ultrasonic waves? Is it a Newton's third law? Is it a reflection of electromagnetic waves? Or it is the law of thermodynamics? Okay, so which principle is used in sound of navigation and ranging equipment? Put your thought properly, and out of this 4 option, which is for sound of navigation and ranging technology, which principle among these 4 is used here? Right? And you all know this is quite familiar with the term radar. Radar is for radio detecting and ranging equipment. This is sound of navigation and ranging equipment technology. Next is following process. Here, my dear, following process, this is energy, h nu. H is the Planck constant, nu is the frequency of light, photons. Yesterday in my video I told you about photons, frequency of photons, that is frequency of light, because photons is a light particles. So following process h nu is called energy of photons. H nu matlab energy of photon, denoted by h nu. H is Planck constant, nu is frequency. Will be given as E plus, that is positron, plus E minus, that is electron. This is positron plus electron. E plus matlab positron, charge of electron is plus, that is positive charge of electron, that is positron, and the negative charge of electron, that is negative charge as an electron. So it is positive charge means positron, negative charge is electron. So h nu will be given as E plus plus E minus. This process is known as what? When the energy is broken down, you can see the energy is emitted out. What energy h nu is emitted out? The energy of photon is emitted by positron and electron. The energy of photon emitting, what it emitting? It emitting positron, E plus, and E minus, that is electron. So this process is known as what? Is it called a pair production process, pair production, or is it called photoelectric effect process, or Compton effect process, or Zeeman effect process? What do you call this process? Am I clear? So take care here, h nu is the energy of photon which emitting the positron, that is E plus, and the electron E minus. And in such process, what do you call it? Is it a pair production, or is it a Zeeman effect, Compton effect, or photoelectric effect? 20th question, the idea of calculus. My dear, you all know calculus we are using to find the equation of motion in the chapter motion in a straight line. So the idea of calculus, we are taking integration, right? So that idea or differentiation. So the idea of this calculus, differentiation, integration, taking in physics, my dear, for a small time interval. Am I clear? Or for a limit time interval from minimum to maximum. Am I clear? That is idea of calculus, my dear. So this idea of calculus was given by which scientist? Is it given by Einstein sir? Is it given by Marconi? Is it given by Newton sir? Or is it given by Planck sir? Am I clear? And what is calculus, sir? That sometimes we are differentiating the quantity with a small interval of time. We all have done this. Am I clear? Instantaneous concepts. Similarly, sir, we have to integrate also sometime the quantities. We have to integrate the quantities, my dear, from a time interval, from minimum time interval to maximum time interval. That is by doing integration by putting limit of the time interval. So that is come under calculus, my dear. Right? We will show you this concepts in the equation of motion also. So this idea of this calculus in physics, right, was given by which scientist? Either it is given by Newton or Einstein or Marconi or Planck. The question number 21, the book of pieces of physics, the book on named as pieces of physics, the book named as pieces of physics has been written by. Yesterday I have given one Principia was written by Principia, and today I have given the book Pieces of Physics was written by, is it written by Archimedes, is it written by Galileo, is it written by Einstein, or is it written by Newton? So who wrote this book Pieces of Physics? Am I clear? So the name of the scientist is Archimedes, Galileo, Einstein, Newton. And the last question, my dear, I have given because you are more familiar with this last question. I hope everybody familiar. Neutron were discovered by. Neutron were discovered by Fermi, Yukawa, Dirac, or Chadwick. So who discovered neutron? I hope everybody aware of this answer. So the answer for this, right answer for this question I am giving you all. Chadwick is the right answer. Neutron were discovered by Chadwick. But my dear, I have given here Fermi, Yukawa, Dirac, or Chadwick. So right answer is Chadwick for the 22nd question. Neutron were discovered by. So this is all about your questions, my dear. At the end, again I will tell you, tomorrow I will upload the answers of this question on our WhatsApp group, 11 Science Sunbeam Sun City WhatsApp group. So please, you all, by that time, you all go through with all these 52 questions from the chapter 1. Similarly, I will give you for units and measurement as well as for motion in a straight line. till the Wednesday. By Wednesday, you will get all the MCQs of these 3 chapters, which will be really boost your knowledge and really help you for your exam that is coming on 1st or 31st of this month, that is your unit test. Thank you all, and Jai Hind you all.